hell.
Racial harassment, discrimination, and bullying. Madina Iltara says that's what she endured over 3 years working for Canada's former ambassador to Kuwait. Soon after the start of her posting, she began to feel persecuted. Excluded in the workplace, her requests for support in the office and maintenance to her residence repeatedly ignored by her boss.
They wanted to destroy me. So how can I explain this and say that this is not discriminative? And what did I do to deserve this kind of treatment? That's the thing I ask every day.
Iltara filed a complaint, but it was dismissed by Global Affairs Canada's Values and Ethics Unit. So she turned to federal court. That court ordered an investigation from the department. The investigation substantiated 4 of the 8 allegations made against the ambassador, but offered no recommendations.
4 years, a judicial review to just get an investigation without any accountability is a really high bar for these cases. And I think, frankly, it discourages people from pursuing the cases.
Gordon, Iltara's former colleague, created a support group, now with more than 50 other employees who say they're facing discrimination and struggling to report it.
There are so many people, so many stories that people have that, it's not an isolated incident.
Radio Canada reached out to Global Affairs. It says it cannot comment on individual cases, but added it applies a zero-tolerance policy on misconduct or wrongdoing. The former ambassador also declined to comment. The Minister of Foreign Affairs says she's asked her officials for information on Iltara's case.
There are a number of different paths that persons can take in cases of investigations. But at the end of the day, in the organization, regardless of the actual place of employment, the employer has to ensure that it is supporting an environment where there is no discrimination that is tolerated, and that is discrimination of all sorts.
Minority advocates say Iltara's story highlights a flawed complaint process.
It speaks to the broken system. When it comes to racism, discrimination, and harassment, it demonstrates that the Government of Canada and Global Affairs is incapable of policing themselves, incapable of investigating themselves.
At a news conference, Thompson called on the federal government to create an independent investigative body and modernize the Employment Equity Act. Iltara still wants an apology and compensation for what she went through, but hopes by speaking out, her experience will create change for others.
Hopefully, the ministry will change or help people, the people who are coming after me, and things like my experience will be a lesson for everybody.
Jody Applewhite, CBC News, Ottawa.